Dear ladies and gentlemen, friends, Shapes enthusiasts, my name is Bins and welcome back to Let's Play Shapes 2. Thanks to the wonders of recording in advance and scheduling video uploads, hopefully you're not gonna notice too much, but actually I haven't played in quite a while and I'm afraid I might be a bit rusty. Either way, we are still in insane mode of our playthrough. I have redone my train setup around the vortex a bit, as well as the belts leading up to that vortex, because why not? The most urgent requirement I have is the fluid wagon and the research points required to unlock that fluid wagon. So I am already going to claim this. That is also going to give me some extra platforms to work with and 2 extra research points. So the most urgent thing is these research points and the fluid wagon. I think once we unlock it, I might have to reconsider my entire setup again, but for the time being, that is what we're gonna need to do. And in that spirit, I decided that I will lay off the milestone shapes for the time being and focus on this list of pinned tasks first. I have already scanned the map a bit and put markers in the spots that I think will make for good resources to get these shapes done. So all that's left for you to do is kick back, enjoy the speed build with the music in the background, and last but not least, wish me luck in doing so. En garde! Well, I'm not gonna lie, yet again, these shapes are a lot more difficult than I thought they would be. I am struggling, not gonna lie. Wow. Just wow. So then what is this? What was the purpose of that? You go down, right? Then what goes up here? Wait, what? Oh. There we go. That's it, right? Yes, well, at the very least, these other shapes are coming in, so hopefully that gives me a little more platform units. Yeah, at least that's that. Okay, at the very least, our other shapes are coming in, and it gives us a bit of oxygen, a bit of breathing space. So, we do have a problem. I thought I was being super clever, but turns out I'm not. So what is my issue? Well, my issue is that the stuff I'm not using is not flushing out, right? That is the issue over here, and also I have completely ignored the circles. Wait a minute, I can use the circles here, right? I think I can do that. So let's try to recap. So I don't need these, correct? I don't need the diamonds. I'm simply throwing them away. So it doesn't make any sense to have these diamonds come out in the first place. So I think I am simply going to cut them off here. That's better, right? And then also, I want to do that same thing over here. And do we have them somewhere else? No, that's good. That's good. So this. Oh, wow. Okay, we can delete that. And then that. We can also delete this. And then I think we might be making life hard on ourselves because we don't need to cut it up all that much, I think. Let's have a look again. We need just diagonals, right? So what if instead of this entire shtick, I simply put diagonal cutters here, and I do have a diagonal cutter, don't I? So if I do 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and I just let one of those, wait a minute. What if I let one of those run in there? Like, that gives me twice the amount of what I need, except it has to be rotated differently. But that's the least of my worries, honestly. So that's good, and then this should be good, and now do we get like 2 full belts, or? What do we get coming out of this? Do we get quarter belts? Like, what happens if I just all put them into one line? That's probably not going to do anything. I mean, nothing useful for us, right? There's absolutely no use in doing that. But I'm confused with my ratios, I guess. So what if I do this? Is that a smart thing to do? Probably isn't either, but how about instead of caring, we don't? So where does that need to go? It has to go pretty much at the top. It has to go on top of... Okay. Alrighty. So that's... what is that? This one. It goes straight below this one. So, what if... hear me out now. What if I copy that, flip it like so, and then in one way or another, we're gonna have these come in from here. It sounds smart in my head. Let's see if I'm not getting ahead of myself. So, let's do that like that. That's one. That's two. Well, scoot this a bit back, like so. And then we have this, and 2, and 3, and 4. Like, is that something we can use? Am I being stupid? It's looking good at first glance, if I'm being honest. So that goes in there, travels all the way. Now it comes out here. You know what I'm gonna do? Clear everything. Let's try that again. Let's see what this does for us. I mean, honestly, I think we have it, except for these shapes. They have, like, wrongly rotated circles. Why is that? Oh, I see. So which are the correct ones? The ones with, in our current rotation, bottom left and top right. So these ones. Sorry, bottom right, top left. So these ones are wrong. We need to rotate the ones on the right-hand side. So again, let's have a look. Bottom left, top right. These are correct. These are incorrect. No, bottom right, top left. Sorry, I keep confusing myself. It's not making anyone's life any better. So these, why are those wrong? I don't get it. Why do they rotate differently? Like, what am I missing here? Must be this, right? Oh, well, they're not the same, they're different. Is this better? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Good, okay. Okay, so at least the shape seems good. This last one. Now, let's, as a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to hook that up to, where's our main connection line right here? It's this one, right? It's this one. Yeah. Yeah. So if I put a station here, simple station, a train should come by and pick that up. So how about it? Is that gonna work? I mean, my ratios are horrible, I know that, but it would be nice if we had the correct shapes to begin with. Alright, I finally found the problem. This is the thing. I've been unloading my trains and reloading. I've been unloading uncolored parts and reloading them into the same wagon because I thought it was empty. I've had this problem before, and I thought for some reason that it would turn out differently this time. So what I actually need to do is shift my strategy. I need trains with 8 wagons here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm afraid I won't be able to build quite as many trains. Let's see. Yeah, so that's 3. That will be the maximum. Good, so what I need to do now is insert 4 segments for each thing. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we put the stop. Okay, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we put the stop. Let's see if that works. Looking good for now, so then we need to do that for all of the pickup points along the line. So that's these 2. We need 6 segments here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that looks okay. And then here, we need 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep an eye on it. So look at these trains, let's follow them around. Excellent, and yes sir, that's good. That's what we want for now. Then I need to make sure that I also add 4 segments to the unloader, but not to the loader anymore. So here we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 extra segments and then the stop. That looks good. Yeah, so the last wagon is unloaded and the 4th wagon is loaded. That's exactly what I want. And then here, again, we're gonna add 4 segments for the unloader. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Yeah, that looks good. And then here, stop. Keep a close eye on it, because by now I think you understand how treacherous all of this is. One tiny slip up, and yeah, the entire system could just collapse. That's what it does. That's how the game works. So the second to last gets unloaded, and this gets loaded again. Yeah, looking good. And then we need to make sure that we don't make any mistakes on this front either. So again, we have 1 segment that will have to turn into 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And then the stop goes here. And then we connect that like so. that looks good. And then you pick up the red. Yeah. Now we should be good. Now we should be good. I think. Because in case you didn't know, I've had this so many times yet, but these shapes are not identical to one another because we had this issue, because different shapes were coming in, some colored, some uncolored, and if you load them into the platform, that will just cancel each other out. So you need a consistent stream of identical shapes where also even the rotation of the shapes matters. So otherwise it's going to cancel out and nothing's going to load. So you need a continuous stream of identical shapes in order for these packets to form and be picked up by the trains and get sent into the vortex. So I think I'm going to sit this one out off camera, because otherwise, honestly, I don't know what I should be doing. I think I'm gonna delete this or clear this one final time, and then I'm just gonna have a look off camera. And yeah, in case you didn't realize, I'm starting with the most difficult shape, and then I'll work my way downwards in hopes of that being actually the simpler solution. I've been wrong before. I might be wrong here as well, but yeah, I'm hopeful. At least these come in and we keep getting our operator shapes and research points, operator levels, research points. Slowly but steadily we're moving towards that filler wagon. No, not the filler wagon. The fluid wagon. I have no purpose for the filler wagon yet, because you can actually get by without it. So these trains are still filled. They're all loaded. So I still need more trains here, right? No, this is fine. This is fine. We have empty trains. They could pick up the cargo here if we had cargo. But we don't yet because the shapes aren't identical. Right. So here we have a full train. Now let's follow the wait, excuse me, what? Oh, right. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Am I gonna go for the lazy solution? I think I am. The lazy solution would be that I unload the uncolored shapes here, turn that into a regular train segment, and then I just take that, right? but did we get the actual shape? Did we have a pickup from a train? Let's go to the vortex and see if we have that particular shape somewhere. I am very afraid. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Dear Lord, dear Lord. I also seem to be having a different issue, and that is that all of my inputs are full. I'm delivering too many shapes and I don't have enough vortex inputs. Ah, dear God, dear God. So, let's see. I do have plenty of blueprints. I have plenty of blueprints. So let's... I'm gonna cut back on these. And then I'm gonna see. Ah, man, I keep getting new bottlenecks. I said my bottleneck was gonna be the fluid wagon, but no, now it's the vortex inputs again. So am I gonna invest them? Honestly, I don't think I am. I'm just gonna have to sit this one out. Wait until everything gets delivered. And then, yeah. My dear friends, I'm gonna call it a day. I've been staring myself blind, I feel like. And yeah, it's been, well, it's tedious, I'll tell you that. I hope it was fun to watch nonetheless. We are making progress, but it is a slog fest. We are plowing through this insane mode because, well, every corner, every step we make forward, we take 2 steps back. So every corner we take, we get hit with something new. And whenever I think I can predict what the next bottleneck will be and try to prepare for it, then, yeah, the game just slaps me from an angle that I wasn't taking into account. So, but I guess that was the developer's intention. And, well, if it was the case, then congratulations, you're doing a magnificent job. At least I am still having fun, so I hope you are too, and I hope you're looking forward to the next episode. See you then and there. I've been Bins. Take care. Bye-bye.